Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be talking about vulnerability, not being weakness. Vulnerability, being vulnerable is not a sign of weakness. That is what I want to talk about today. The reason why I'm bringing up this particular topic is that, like I always do on this channel, I always talk about things that somehow, maybe from a life experience or something that happens, and I feel like maybe somebody has to learn something from it, because the life is all about growth, and growth only comes from learning. And most times we learn not just by the things that happen to us, but also sometimes from the experiences of people. So, and some of this encouragement, some of these words are the things that have, personally kept me going and makes me begin, helps me to grow, to see life in a different light, and to also strengthen me in my daily dealings and the things that comes my way every single day, to help me to do things differently and to help me to be strengthened in the inside, so I'll be able to do the thing, carry out the things I need to carry out on daily basis. So like I said, today I'll be talking about the fact that vulnerability is not weakness. And in clear terms, what exactly is vulnerability? Being vulnerable is if we could put it in a simple man's term, it's like putting yourself out there, put yourself out there. And I'm not talking in the direction of you know letting the whole world know your business. Of course, I cannot let the whole world know my business. Maybe making yourself a nobody in the presence of people. But the truth about it is that vulnerability in itself is all about, accepting your struggles, accepting your weakness, accepting um, what is not, so to say, right in your life, accepting it, talking about it to the right people, or in the right, to the right, expressing it to, in the right forum, in the right group, in the right, to the right people, in order for you to get probably the advice, the direction, the insights, whatever you may call it, that will help you to, make changes and then be able to grow above that. I don't think it's anything wrong for me to probably tell people, somebody that I trust, that look, I have this struggle, I have this weakness, I have this pain, I have this experience. And because the reason why I talk about them is because I realize that those things are not helping me. Not talking about it, holding them back is not helping me to grow or to be where I ought to be, or where I want to be. I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense. So, and you realize that oftentimes our the problem of not being vulnerable has kept a lot of people where I can say that they're not growing the way they ought to grow. They are not, where they ought to be. They are not experiencing what they not it ought to experience, because they are holding back these things, and they're bottling up these things inside of them. And oftentimes you see people live because of what they are going through. You see them living in pretense, bottling off a lot of things that does not really help, so to say, and the ability to go out and talk about it, accept it, is the first step to getting, to getting the healing and the strength and the inner peace that we need, because we need that in order to forge ahead. We need that in order to make a progress in life, so to say. So that's why I come here to talk about this issue, that vulnerability is not in any way an act of weakness. Rather, I see vulnerability as a demonstration of strength. It takes a whole lot of strength for me to be able to be open to tell somebody that, look, I have this weakness, I have this setback, I have this situation going on with me, because when I do that, I am actually laying myself bare. I'm making myself, I don't know what other word to use than to use the word vulnerable. I'm making my life vulnerable, putting myself in a situation where somebody can actually use what I have said or what I have presented against me, so to say. But irrespective of that, I still believe that vulnerability is not weakness, rather it is a demonstration of strength, because it takes a lot of courage for you to be able to accept who you are, for you to be able to accept your weak point, for you to be able to accept the situation that is not right for you. And when you have that boldness to speak it out, to come out, to make it known, then you also have the weakness to embrace, whatever that comes with the challenges of whatever it is, and whatever, lessons that you have to learn, then you'll be able to embrace it and then grow from it. Let me just say this here. I recently ran into an old friend that I've not seen for like 20 something years. And then in the course of our, we just ran into, old friends, old childhood friends, so to say. So it's like when I saw this particular individual, I realized that this person was a little bit uncomfortable with me, a little bit, should I say, intimidated by my presence. I'm not saying that I'm a very successful person, but I must confess that up until this point, I've made a lot of progress in my life. That people that knew me like maybe like 10 years ago, they will say, oh yeah, you've done good for yourself. I don't want to sound as if I'm blowing my trumpet, so to say. You've done so well for yourself. And oftentimes when people you set out in life with sees you years after, and probably they are not where they expected that they'd be, and they feel you have gone too far away. I mean, you are too far, you're a little bit farther from where they are. A lot of people cannot hold it. They feel intimidated, they feel defeated, they feel, sometimes people go as the extent of feeling like they are failures in life. But I don't believe it. That's a topic for another day. So, but the point I'm trying to make is that I met this particular individual, this particular old friend of ours, mine, So, in the course of our talking, I was asking questions. Oh, how have you been? We're asking these questions, and probably the person kept looking at me, looking at everything around me. You know what I mean? When you see that somebody, feel like, okay, this person seems like this person is doing well. It seems like all is going well with this person. And I saw this individual, and by looking at this person, that all is not too well. So in the course of our conversation, I was asking, okay, so how is it now? How is family and blah, blah, blah. So this person started giving me, started, what I would call like boasting. Oh, you see, I've been doing this. Oh, everything is so good. Da, 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 da. They tell me, family-wise is good. I have this number of kids. My spouse is doing this. I'm doing this. Da, 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 da. Sorts of things. Funny enough, after the conversation, whatever this person was saying was not matching to what I'm seeing, around this individual. It was not. They're not correlating at all. But at the end of it, I'm like, oh, thank God for you. I mean, I'm happy for you. You say, oh, you too, you look good. I'm happy for you. Oh, I ran into so friend of ours, and she told me that you're this now, you're that now, you're doing this, you married, you da da da. It's like whoever the person I know the person she was talking about. That the person told her a lot of things about me, and she's so happy. Oh, you say me too. Oh, thank God. I'm happy. All of us, we are really doing well. In fact, she's like telling me other people that she ran into, and how they were doing. And I said, oh wait, that's good. So after the whole conversation, we ended. This individual wanted to collect my number. Of course I did. Of course I did. I gave my number. honestly speaking, deep down within me, I feel like this person needs help. But you know, like what I'm saying, she's not trying to be sincere to herself to say, oh, you know, this is how things are. Anyway, so after that conversation, I decided to call the person that she told me, that told her a lot of things about how far I've come. This is a friend that I've been very much in contact with that particular person, because when we are growing up, of all my friends, that particular one was more or less closer to me. So we've always kept in touch since I left to Nigeria. So I thought I was like, oh, I met this person, and you know, this is how our conversation went. And she busted that laughing, and she laughed and laughed and laughed. I'm like, why are you laughing? See, that lady she will never help herself. I'm like, why? See, that's how she goes about lying. Things are so hard for her. She can't even, you know, this is how they were going mad, my first marriage. I said, oh, wow, that's everything you're saying is contrary. I heard, told me that she has this number. She said, what? No, that's not true. That's not true. She has only a child, and whoever it is that she's telling you is a child is actually nieces and nephews, not even, because she was giving me this, you know, names of people that have kids that, you know, achieve this, achieve that, they're going to this university, that I'm like, you know, when she was done, I'm like, you know what? I'm not really surprised that you're Cindy, because when I was talking with this individual, I see from her, whatever she was saying from her mouth does not match what I was saying in her. You know, she's like, why can't you just open up? She know you're doing well. Who knows where? This is what I keep telling her. She needs to open up. She needs to be open. Why is it anytime she sees us, she'll be boasting, bragging, about all these things, that she still go back with her problem. She never can tell where help could come from. I mean, you're in a position you can even help her. You need to give her something to start a little bit of business, blah blah blah. I'm like, anyway, you know what? I guess she doesn't want that. You know, so after that conversation, that was what just prompted me to talk about this issue of being vulnerable. I honestly speaking, I don't think there's anything wrong in this individual saying to me, you know what, I'm happy for you. From every indication, you seem to be doing well. But for me, life did not turn out for me. Has not turned out for me, because I believe that one can still be anything you in life, irrespective of your age. I mean, we are not that old. You know, I see a lot of people. See people that became millionaires even at the age of 60. People became millionaires at the age of 65. People become something even at the age of, you know, 50, 55, 70. You know, life can turn for anybody at any time. It doesn't even matter, you know. So there's nothing wrong in telling me, okay, you know what, I'm happy for you, but life has not been fair to me. This is it, this is it, this is it, this is it. And this person doesn't even know if there's any way I could be of help in any way, you know. Maybe I could be of help, you never can tell. Even if it's not me directly, probably through somebody, knowing somebody who knows somebody who could be of help, you know. So that prompted me to talk about this issue of vulnerability. You see, a lot of people live in this life of pretense, this life of lies, this life of, you know, trying to put up a front, trying to be who they are not, just because they don't want to be vulnerable, just because they don't want people to look. I get it. There are some people that you may tell your story and they cannot help but make you look like a failure, so to say. But that still shouldn't stop you from opening up, because you never can tell. Maybe out of five people you tell, one person might be a kind-hearted person. One person might be that person that you're looking for, you've been looking for all these years, to help you, to push you to the next step where you need to be. Or maybe you went through something and maybe you're fighting for justice or something, and then You know, you never can tell. Maybe one person you speak to could be the person that could get you the justice that you want. You never can tell. Basically, in a nutshell, I don't want to bore you so much with it. I believe whoever that listening to this now, I believe you get the message I'm trying to pass across. Vulnerability is not weakness. That you tell me that, oh, you see, life has not been fair to me. If there's a way you can help me, help me. It doesn't make me a weak person. It doesn't mean that I'm a failure. It takes a lot of strength to be able to be open. It takes a lot of strength to be able to let yourself bare out there for somebody to, you know, help you. There's nothing wrong with it. Vulnerability is not weakness. Rather, it's a sign of strength. It takes a lot. Just like it takes a lot of strength to say, I'm sorry. It takes a lot of strength to say, no, these are topics for another day. Same way, it takes a lot of strength to be vulnerable. It takes boldness, it takes strength, it takes inner willpower to be able to, you know, to be vulnerable, to be open, because you never can tell who is out there that will be of help to you. So I'm just laying at that. I wish, you know, this individual, because as it is, I cannot walk up to you and say, oh, I want to help you, when you did not tell me that you actually need help. But deep down, people, all the 1-2 people that I've spoken to, in fact, I even gone to the extent of speaking to a sibling of this individual, and he told me the story she told me is completely different from what this person said. You know, they thought, oh, she's just ashamed, she just, you know, she doesn't want you to think that. But at the end of the day, it is weakness that she's demonstrating, not strength. Vulnerability is not weakness. If you have a problem, speak up. If you need help, speak up. If you need something, speak up. You never can tell who God has put on your path to be the Messiah that you're looking for. Vulnerability is not weakness. Rather, it is a sign of strength. Open up, because you never can tell who is out there to be willing to help you. Thank you.